everybody. My name is Tasha. I am a senior developer for a company called RHi Digital. And I've been working with Zoho for just a little bit over a year now. And yeah, so this Zoho Creator project is actually one of the first Zoho Creator projects I actually took on. And I must say, I learned a lot. So I'm just going to quickly share my screen so I can go through a slide that I have created. So as our first slide, who are we? So as I stated, I work for a company called RHi Digital. We're a digital web agency who's also a Zoho partner. About 6 years experience within Zoho, but about 5 years within being a Zoho partner. We do a wide range of different types of projects, from web development to integrations with your applications to Zoho, also customizing Zoho for the client-specific needs that they may require. And yeah, going further down, what we do. So basically, as I explained, a wide variety of different projects. We also have a lot of design. Designer Pietri was very kind enough to do this screen share, this presentation for me. So he did a well job. So you can see we've got a few of our projects that we've actually done within the actual company as well. Going then to the next experience. So yeah, we've got about 6 years experience within Zoho, about 5 years of partnership. I've been a developer for about 6 years. I've actually been started off as a front-end developer and then moved into back-end development only recently when it came to Zoho. I found that back-end development became a little bit more interesting than front-end development due to the fact that I felt that it was more challenging than front-end. And that kind of like kicked me off into more back-end, and that also then pushed me to learn other languages. Currently also learning Python to assist me with some Zoho customization. And yeah, it's been a great journey, and you can never say that you're never learning. There's always a non-stop go of learning. So basically, this entire presentation is about a client portal that we created in Zoho Creator. And with that as my first point is the reason we built this client portal was to basically simplify. And the simplifying wasn't more for our customers, it was actually more for us. We've noticed, over the years how technology has changed, and we're at an era now where I feel like our emails have become overgrown with a lot of spam. Whether we've signed up to the amount of newsletters we signed up to, also developers who like to test forms, and for some reason you still get those automated forms that come through. So we wanted something that was going to simplify and kind of like cut out a lot of the nitty-gritties via email, and also to assist us on the go as well. A lot of our staff also go to a lot of meetings, and they're mostly on the road. And for them, if any ticket comes through on Zoho Desk, they're able to view it on the go from their mobile phone instead of having to look for their email and through a list of emails that come through. It can be quite tricky to always be on the go and check those emails. So we've definitely thought that there was a gap for us, and sure enough, this portal could have been done within Zoho CRM or in Zoho Desk, as they also do have customer portals. But we felt that we wanted more freedom in the usage of expanding and growing within the Zoho Creator portal itself, and allowing our customers to provide feedback so that we can also give them, extra features based on their, recommendations. Number 2 came down to the ease of use. With Zoho having all these client portals, having all the adjustments of all these different types of apps, we felt that using Zoho Creator was going to become a lot more user-friendly for our clients. We wanted something to basically show as you would when you download the client, like the portal, Zoho Creator portal on your phone. We want it to be able to be user friendly for our customers, that it's an easy way for them to navigate through each of the sections of the pages, and easy for them to also just submit a support ticket directly from there instead of having to do it from another link, whether it be from a Gravity form integration with WordPress or a custom form from Shopify, or to have an external link for Zoho forms. Instead, everything could be managed in one area just for our clients, and they're able to do it with an ease of use for themselves. This also allowed us to put a lot more branding on our portal, and we're able to showcase a lot more for our clients. And that comes down to my next point as to why build this portal is also the endless opportunities. So at the moment, we're in our beta version, so it's quite basic with a lot of the information that we're pulling through CRM, we're pulling from Desk. But the endless opportunities brings to us the fact that are able to then look at integrating our client's Shopify data into their portal, able to integrate WooCommerce data into the portal, allowing them to have the opportunity to see everything under the one umbrella kind of idea, and also for them to request specific data if we wanted to connect Zoho Analytics, Google Analytics, so on and so forth. So this definitely has brought on a lot more customization to add in the future coming. And we're very excited for this, because we're going to feel that this is definitely also going to force us to use Zoho more, as I know that a lot of people under company were so fixated on helping everyone else's businesses grow within Zoho, but we also tend to forget about our own, Zoho platforms, and how Zoho can actually benefit us more. And a lot of our staff still tend to use like spreadsheets or documents, and in order for it to make it easier for them, we thought if we forced our clients to get on a platform that forces us to use Zoho, and we'll become using it more and more and more. So this is definitely also a pro for us and a pro for our clients. So I'm just going to go ahead and exit out this one, and I'm actually going to go through. So coming on to Zoho CRM, a lot of our quotations and our invoices and everything are managed within Zoho CRM, and all of our clients we add to our Zoho CRM as well. Anytime that we add a client as a contact under our Zoho account, and we're able to add them to Zoho Creator will then capture the data from Zoho CRM. We also connected Zoho Desk. So obviously you can see I've got some tests over here. We've also connected Zoho Desk over here so that they're able to see the tickets that they log and in what status they're obviously at as well. Coming into Zoho Creator, like I said, this was actually the very first Zoho Creator project I've ever done. I've had a little bit of touches here and there with helping some of the guys with some front-end parts of it. And I thought that this would be a really cool project to take on as like my own, and taking on my team's, ideas, and also kind of like assisting them. How can I help you, make everything easier for you guys in order to, work efficiently. So to break it down, we've got 2 forms that we added to our creator portal. We've also got I think it's about 6 pages. Yeah, so 6 pages. And we've got a couple of workflows that are obviously being triggered based on form submissions. And then we've obviously got reports. At the moment, we don't really worry ourselves on reports, because we're obviously grabbing all that data inside of Zoho Desk. And also this data syncs up to the contact in Zoho CRM. So I've actually got a front end look. So let's go through the front end, and I'll kind of break down each page from the front end to the back end. And one thing I'd like to point out is, developers, whenever you do a training session, how many bugs does everybody get into? Can definitely not only be me. Yeah. So basically what happens from our side, when we've got our client on Zoho CRM, we're able then to add them as a customer or a client on our Zoho Creator portal from the back end. Once they obviously get added to Creator, an email will get sent out to the user to be like, hey, you've been added to this portal, please create your new password. Once they create their password, they're able to have access. So as you can see, once I've logged in, it's already greeting me by saying hello, Mickey, because my test account is actually Mickey Mouse, which is this one over here. So obviously you can see now from Zoho CRM, it's already pulling the name from Zoho CRM. And then obviously we've got some buttons and we've got some titles and text. So we've still got some lorem ipsum. Our content department is going to be working on getting that all finalized early next week. So excited for that. So looking at this, I can probably state that a lot of users who build in Zoho Creator use the very mundane look and feel of Zoho Creator. And from a front-end development perspective, I wanted to create something, as I mentioned, with ease of use for our clients. And this, you can already see out of the bat, looks completely different to most Zoho Creator portals when users get created. It's a lot of just more mainly data orientated, pushing data, showing data from tickets, from forms and all that. And I really wanted to put more of a front end feel to our portal, allowing our customers to be able to understand it from the moment that they log in. So this over here is all built with an HTML file or widget, I would say, from Zoho Creator. So if I go over here, I click on home, load up on home, I open page builder. As you can see, there's nothing else being added inside here. If I click on configure, I've got a mixture of Deluge and basic CSS and HTML. Unfortunately, there are limitations with Creator at the moment when it comes to JavaScript. There's obviously a clash between JavaScript and Creator in some areas. So I would probably at this point, just if anyone wanted to do customization with the front end feel, try and stick to more basic CSS and HTML. There are ways that you can kind of get away with looking like as if you use JavaScript, which I'll show you guys in the next page in a minute. But yeah, so basically, yeah, we can all obviously see I've pulled in font awesome. I've pulled in a custom Google font from Google. I've also targeted Zoho Creator to remove any extra padding and margin. So if I go back to the front end here, normally there's like this little padding and margin that happens around here, which I removed as well because I wanted it more to be presentable for our clients and not look like an iframe in essence. Going back, you can obviously see further down. If I look at the top of the year, this is what's been triggered from Zoho CRM searching a record based on a user's login email that they use obviously on Zoho Creator. And then I'm obviously pulling in the first name from the contact that I'm searching. So going further down, you'll notice here in hello, I've added the value name, which I assigned further up on the page. And then inside here, it gave us freedom and range to obviously add our text that we are now showing in the front end. What's cool about this as well is that if we have any news happening in the future, such as in the plan of creating webinars of our own for our clients, we're able to then notify them on their portals as well to let them know that, hey, we're going to have a webinar soon. Let us know if you'd like to join. And then obviously that would link to a form where they can register. So this does definitely help us out in also marketing for ourselves, for our clients, and letting them know, you know, what's the snoop happening in RHi Digital. Like we always say, the rumor's out. So because RHi stands for rumor has it. So yeah. So that's basically the homepage. The homepage is pretty basic towards the data that we want to display. But going further down, we're going to go more into the nitty-gritty when it comes down to logging our tickets. Logging our ticket is a basic creator form that we used. We're not using any other form from Zoho Forms or anything like that. It's not a custom developed thing. Again, Zoho Creator provides you basically with everything that you need. And as a developer, it comes down to the fact of what can I add and what can I provide more in regards to, you know, to pushing data and all that. And that can be given to you through Zoho Creator. So as you can see here, we've added Zoho Creator inside of our HTML. The form is added over here, so you're embedding reporting widgets if you create custom widgets and reporting. But obviously this is not a training video, so I won't go too much into depth about that. So over here, we've obviously embedded our form. So if I go back over here and I say log a ticket, So this is basically what I mean in regards to kind of mimicking JavaScript or mimicking that functionality as if you add a JavaScript is by logging a ticket. We've already got that loading, GIF that Zoho Creator already provides for us. So it does also help in the uniqueness with regards to building on Zoho Creator. And it doesn't allow us to just have static pages as you would in other Zoho apps for portals. So over here, we've got like a ticket. What's great about this is that we actually have a lead time as to when clients actually need to submit, like when they submit tickets and when we actually get a response. So this definitely helps them get an understanding that we have a period of time where they can actually log a ticket. So I'm going to actually log a ticket so you guys can actually have a look. So over here, we've already kind of populated the email because we need this email in order to attach it to the user in Zoho Desk. So I don't know who all, I'm sure everybody here knows that if you integrate Zoho Desk with Zoho CRM, the data between the two merge. So that does also come in use. So subject, I'm like, this is a test form in Zoho Creator. Hello, Tanya. So I'm actually just making a joke here with my colleague because she's the one that's going to get the email. So over here, obviously, what is your issue? Designer support, whichever. At the moment, it's just a static connection. I've already given a static assignee on Zoho Desk. So, but our next feature for this to actually roll out pretty soon, within the next week, is that depending on the support issue that you have, it needs to assign to the person who's the head of that specific department. So this also eliminates everybody getting one email and only targets a specific person, and therefore that person can assign that task to or that ticket to a specific user. So obviously a screenshot for developers is always great to have a screenshot because everyone will be like, I can't log in. And it'll be like, what kind of information can you not log into? Is it related to a error code that you're seeing, or is the button being clicked? So on and so forth. So screenshots always come use for us as developers. So if I go ahead and submit this, I've also triggered this to automatically redirect to the profile. Reason being is you're going to notice already that we've got a ticket history over here. Inside the user's profile, they're able to view all the ticket history. We've limited it to 10 at the moment, but obviously we want to push it more out with regards to all what's open, what's closed, and what's escalated, allowing our clients to feel like they're part of the process of support, that they're aware that we are looking at their tickets. And then from this ticket, they can obviously see when something's closed, they get a notification 100%. So now that we're on my profile, I'm going to go through it on the back end. So this is basically just the tickets, plain and simple with the form, CSS. Nothing's really been added as far as Deluge, and all of this is being added from Google Fonts as well as Font Awesome. Oh, so before I go over to profile, let me actually show you the ticket creation from how we actually execute that. That's a featured ticket. Let me close that. New ticket. That's not that one. Close there. There we go. This one. So yeah, before we go over to profile, there is a workflow that happens in the background based on form submission. Once the form has been submitted, we have a custom function that we created over here that basically pushes the data to Zoho Desk. So this is where it gets really useful when you start understanding the API documentation within Zoho, because it does come really handy in regards to how you can manage your data between all the Zoho applications. So as you can see over here in our first script over here, we've actually got it where it creates the ticket based on the data that was added in the form. Once the data has been added into the form, we've also got the next section that asks for the download file within Zoho Creator. Every time you add an attachment, it basically uploads to Zoho Creator. What we wanted to do is wanted to download it so that then the next step would be to push that as an attachment in Zoho Desk. So that's why I say, if you're going to be working within Creator, API use cases, great way to also start off in. So let me just close that. and I'll actually show you the ticket. You'll see the ticket actually automatically comes into Zoho Desk. If I click in here, you'll notice that my message came through as a conversation. Ticket owner is Tanya, who is our project manager. So she deals with a lot of our import, like in and outs of the emails, and she handles if there's any support or if it's features that need to be requested in, whichever like that. So this comes in handy for her as well, because she'll be able to then go ahead and then assign it to one of our extra staff members. So for example, if I assign it to Mareka, then obviously she would get notified to say that you have had a new ticket assigned to you. You'll also notice that the image that I attached as what would have been the screenshot has been added to the ticket as well. So this comes in use. So we've used one of the images we downloaded from freepick.com. So this is basically one of the attachments that we added. So this in essence would be a screenshot that would have been used within a user's support email form. Anything that we update inside this ticket does get updated. So I'm going to go back to the front end of the profile and I'm going to go ahead and refresh. So obviously now we went ahead and assigned that ticket to Mareka, and it'll instantly show that Mareka is now the assignee of that ticket. We've also got the ticket status is actually, these two are actually supposed to be swapped around. Okay, I'll actually let me see. I'll probably fix it now quickly. So basically, status is supposed to be open. Issue is actually supposed to be the ID of the ticket, and then the. Well, actually, no. To be honest, all of this is actually swapped around. Ticket ID should actually be this, and that's. Let me fix that quickly so you guys can get a look at how this actually gets built. I'm gonna go to my profile. Again, all these pages are built with standard CSS and HTML with connections with regards to Deluge and the API documentation. How long would you say it would take to get to this level of creating a portal? Hello, Jade. Thank you for your question. If you're starting from scratch in Creator, I think it comes down to previous experiences on other platforms that you have worked, whether if you've worked in like platforms like WordPress, for example, or if you've worked in other Zoho applications. If you've also worked with Deluge, that also comes in handy. I think estimating how many hours I've spent on here as a first-time creator, I think I probably in all probably spent about 15 hours putting this together. It's been a learning curve mainly for me to understand how all of this would work and what are the limits of Creator and how far I could push it. So WordPress and CRM so far. So I mean, if you kind of understand, what depends if you're using WordPress CRM with plugins or if you're doing it like completely from scratch with Deluge pulling via WordPress API. That also comes in hand. I think it just comes to like your skill level. If you're working on WordPress and you're kind of used to like a dashboard type vibe, and if you're already working with CRM, then you should have some understanding in regards to at least some functionalities that can be made within CRM. So it'll take a while for a learning curve, but it should be good. Okay, cool. Now you're welcome, Jade, but thank you for the question. Okay, so the profile. I need to just quickly go ahead and fix my issue. So just to explain basically the profile, we've got our Deluge script that's running on the top here, working with the API with regards to Zoho Desk. Because Zoho Desk is actually a connection within Zoho Creator. You can add, there's like a specific connection in Zoho Creator called Zoho Authorization, which you can connect any of the other Zoho apps. So apps from there to the creator. If obviously Zoho Creator doesn't have the out-of-the-box connection, which it already does with Zoho CRM and Zoho Desk. But with Zoho Desk, we've got another one running on a different setup. So I created a custom one for this purpose. So from the beginning of the year, we're already pulling the email ID. We're searching records from Zoho CRM. We're grabbing all the data from the Zoho CRM platform. And we're also grabbing all the data with that data from Zoho Desk. We could have probably got the list of tickets from Zoho CRM, but we wanted to kind of keep the connection separately so that we could focus on one connection at a time if any issues arise in the future. We've also got our Font Awesome and our Google Fonts. Unfortunately, at the moment, I have not figured out how to actually connect this as an all-go-round for all pages, but I'm sure that there is possibly a way, but I'll have to figure that one out. It's going further down just to go and fix my issue that I have. You'll notice here we're already starting with some script in between. You'll notice these percentage signs, closing curly brackets. And over here is basically where we're grabbing the data from the ticket in Zoho Desk. So if I go over here, ticket ID actually needs to be TUID. I'm using Creator Themes or any other third-party tools for UX design. UX design at the moment, there is no other third-party tools as far as the section over here, this header section over here, that is part of Zoho Creator's theme list. We wanted to use the more simplistic one, but anything outside of this block, you could possibly target with CSS, but yeah, the rest of this is more Zoho Creator theme. But anything inside this block is more customized from our side. So let me just go there. Subject would be status assignee issue. So status assign issue would be this one. Status should be this one. Let's remove that. Remove that. Save. At the moment with JavaScript, it's limited in Zoho Creator. At the moment, there is some clashing with specific JavaScript. I actually attempted it, I think it was yesterday, to actually add scripting inside of these HTML platforms, and there is limitations inside of here. But we'll probably have to find out whether we could probably get away with this in widgets. I don't know if Preti probably has more understanding with regards to JavaScript and bringing that as an external party. But yeah, within the actual HTML widget, I wouldn't recommend at the moment. Unless if you have a nifty idea on how to do it, you let me know. Yeah, so I did go ahead and save. What's really cool about Zoho Creator, which I find from a developer side, is that we always like to use Control S, and that for me, shortcuts always come in handy. And I like that when I click Control S, it saves. I'm just gonna go back here and just refresh this. And this should hopefully be all fixed. There we go. So all of our ticket IDs, our issues, what status is in, the assignee. We can also show if the status gets updated. So we go here back to this ticket. Let's say I want to state this as escalated. There's a massive problem. So now obviously, go back here, go back to the front end. Just wait for that. It should probably just come in. Unless I targeted only a specific. So let me just go back. Status type, status get status type. So it should, I'm going to give it a few. I noticed yesterday that it was a delay. So I'll just give it a few seconds. Then while I wait for that, I'll do another refresh just now. So you'll notice here on the top of here where it's got details, all these details are pulling from Zoho CRM. We would like to actually start adding a little bit more information, and that's obviously where the tabbing idea would kind of come into play with tickets, so that we could kind of limit the amount of page space to avoid scrolling. Because at the end of the day, we also have to think about mobile. We try to make this as mobile friendly as possible, and that is where the custom CSS comes in handy. We're able to then show exactly how we want the data to display for the user when they go on mobile. And I must say, Zoho Creator is handling it really well. compared to other platforms that kind of give off like a app type of feel. Zoho Creator has actually done really well with actually taking on CSS and allowing it to actually show out on an application, basically like a wire, like an iframe type vibe. So I must say, kudos to Zoho for doing that. It's worked out quite well for us. We're also giving them an easy access to go back to logging a ticket. Would you please share sample code for any page with a customized design? Please share sample code for any page. Basically every page that we're looking at the moment is customized design. I can definitely drop a TXT file in the Zoho community dev chat to kind of give you guys uh, a base to sample kind of working off of. And then, yeah, so I'll definitely share that in the community, or I'm sure Janaki will be able to send it via mail or anything like that. Okay. So this is basically just the profile. Let me actually just go ahead and refresh this. It should work with the escalated. Oh no. Am I targeting any specific tickets? I wonder. This limit to 10. I'm wondering based off of date. So let me go back. Escalated. If I say closed, I'm sure it's probably going to say closed. If I go back here, reload. Yeah. Okay. So I must just double check why the escalator does not appear. I think I might have only started targeting specific statuses, but I don't see it in this list over here. CID. Okay. Right. So unfortunately, I'm not seeing my other statuses, but that'll definitely get fixed with over the weekend at least. Okay. So I'm going to move over to what I think is pretty cool, where we've got invoices and quotes, and that's coming extremely handy for us. We'll cover the new feature just now. It's basically almost the rough kind of same with regards to a support ticket, but I'm personally pretty chuffed with this section because I kind of tried to give off a front end look and feel with tabbing. So it kind of looks like it's all on the same page, but it's not. So over here, obviously, when it came down to, customer portal was Zoho CRM or Zoho Creator portal, and it came down to like, we want to only show what we want to show to our clients. We don't want our clients to be covered with a complete amount of information. We want them to have just the basics of information in order for them to just see what's necessary for them. So over here, we've got a sample quote, basically, that I created. And then we've got another little tab here that actually leads over to an invoices page, which is handy for us as well. We also actually added this little hover state to go back to the home page. This came into thought when it came to regards to being on the mobile phone. We want our clients with the one hand to be able to just go back to the home page instead of having to go to the menu and then clicking home and going from there. So for them, this was a easy, quick go back to the home page. And also we were lucky enough that the hover state come in from CSS. Okay, so from quotes, I'm actually going to give you guys a show on how that works before I get into the code. So I've actually got a quote thing here in our Zoho CRM. This is basically the out-of-the-box Zoho CRM quote platform. There's nothing really that we kind of like added extra inside of here. And yeah, so this is just what you see is what you're going to get in Zoho CRM's first out-of-the-box setup. So the subject, I'm just going to say this is a test quote. Keep that out for now. I'm going to change the status to actually sent because we're only capturing specific stages of the quote. We're not capturing all of them. Again, it comes down to eliminating unnecessary information for our clients that, they don't really need. Contact name, I'm going to go ahead and type in Mickey Mouse. And then again, the account name is automatically connected because I'm already associated to the RHi account. Going to go over here. Billing address obviously will autofill. For those who don't know, billing address will autofill based on the account name. So if it doesn't, you can always go add your details there, which I'm not going to fill in at the moment because we don't need that at this point in time. So over here, we're going to go web development. Going to populate that. I'm going to go add another row. Let's just say digital design. We'll say 650. So I'll keep all this. This is just our standard sample data that we've added in here. Okay, cool. Now that that's done, I'm going to say save. So once we've saved the quote and the quote stage is either sent or approved, it'll basically sync up to that client's portal, which I'm going to show you guys now from the front end. So go ahead and refresh. So you'll see over here, the next one that just came up, which is the 1,500 Rand one, sent the ID of the quote. And initially what our next step is for this one to also be rolled out within next week is this for it to be clickable for users in order to view their quote in a PDF format. So that way that they always have accessibility to their quotes and the history of their quotes so that it makes they can make better decisions financially within regards to their digital part of their company, whether it come from design or web development or their social media or even their Zoho platforms. So this is very useful for our clients. At the moment, how we currently used to do it, we used to do it via email. You always send a quote via an email, and if that quote goes missing, sure, we can go to Zoho CRM, but then you need to go look for that email. And this also eliminates the extra nitty-gritty that comes out, around the next phases of this portal that basically assists us, but not only us, but our clients. So that's obviously now the quote. And now this little cool feature is clicking on invoices is basically just a hyperlink switches over and it kind of feels like you just went to a different tab with obviously the update of the title and obviously the color of the text actually changes. So this kind of gives the user a thought that this might be a tab. Meanwhile, it's actually all just in the same page. And I must say, Zoho Creator's speed in regards to handling the data is quite fast, and that's also quite a nifty thing to have with regards to our users being able to get to their data a lot quicker. This is a dummy invoice that we used that's connected obviously to Mickey Mouse. If I minimize this and I actually convert this to an invoice, some of the products is empty of a quantity in stock value less than. Do you want to convert? Yes, we'll just convert. Go ahead and convert. So then basically now we've gone ahead and we've actually converted this exact quote to an invoice. Now we want the clients obviously to get their invoices. If I go ahead and refresh this, the quote will then appear under invoices. If I go back to quotes, you'll notice now that it no longer shows there. So obviously these are two different HTML widgets that are busy running two different scripts in regards to capturing data and pushing data. So if I go back to Zoho Creator in quotes and I click configure, we've got on the top here where again it's searching for records in quotes module under Zoho CRM. It's locating the user based on the contact name, and that contact name we're searching from contacts under the email equals to email. This then obviously gets the full name, which then we put into contact name, and it'll locate all the quotes that are either confirmed or sent under the quotes module. Then obviously our standard CSS, and then our HTML, and then coming further down, we've got scripts running in here to locate the data that we want from desk, and then to push it inside here using the values that we've obviously assigned and place it in a table format. So this is just on the quotes page. For our tabbing, obviously, like the mimic of a tab is what we kind of like used over here with just normal standard linking, href links going to a page, invoices. It's a similar exact same setup in invoices. Obviously, we're just targeting the invoice module instead of the quotes module. But you'll notice here with invoices, we're not really, well, how would I say filter? We're not really filtering any data from invoices at this time, because obviously those are then obviously approved and sent out. Then we've just got our basic HTML and CSS. And then we get another script further down over here that is pulling only the data that we want from invoices and to display it over here. Then going back to the front end, you can click on the home button. And this comes back down to like basically the request a feature. And something also I want to point out is that we actually also have a push notification that shows out here to say that you've created a new ticket. The next steps is obviously to show when a ticket's been updated, when the ticket has been edited in any way, if they have received a new message. That also comes into the future of what we would like to add on here, sales IQ, so that our clients are easily able to message us direct if there's any portal issues. So that's definitely going to be a cool feature for us to add in. The requester feature is for any future projects that they would like to add in to the actual platforms, whether it be Zoho, whether it be for design, or whether it be for any other features that may not be related to, or if there's any issues in regards to the next feature or anything like that, they can obviously then add it in here. So for project name, we'll just say this is a dummy project. And this functions exactly the same way as what we have our support form. This is a newsletter. Okay, deadline, file upload. So let's just go and use one of those images that I've got here. Submit. Wait for that. Okay, so once it's obviously been submitted, there is a workflow that was triggered in the background. I actually go to that workflow. Create feature ticket. And then this is the custom script, basically a copy and paste, exactly what we did with quotes, where we obviously create the ticket the moment that the form has been submitted. Once the ticket has been created, it will then locate inside of Creator's report fields to grab the file download and then obviously add that as an attachment under the specific ticket that's just been added. So I'm going to go here. There we go. This is a dummy project. I'm going to click through here. And then we've got our conversation, our attachment, and obviously whether this ticket is open or closed. And then obviously this information then syncs up to their portal from their profile. So obviously we don't have our own button on here yet. I'm going to go to profile. And there you can see this is a dummy project for their features. In essence, we also like to filter between support and then filter between features so that our clients can obviously keep up to date with the specific projects that they have requested and different support tickets that they may have. So going back to my slide, just going on the what's next. So basically what's next is integrations. We want further integrations done on our portal, from Zoho Analytics to Zoho Sales IQ to Zoho Books to any Zoho platform that we can integrate with Zoho Creator, and try and customize as much as we possibly can, and pushing basically those integrations to its limits to see also what Zoho Creator can actually do. This obviously comes back down to the Zoho apps, because having access to all these types of applications, we understand that there is a wide variety of data that we can show our clients from any type of data that they like to see. And that's going to be a nifty feature for us to include. And obviously to add on to that is a better user journey, basically giving our clients the ultimate experience with the client portal, the best support from our side, and also the best way for us to manage our projects. We always strive to give the best customer service. I think any company strives that, because at the end of the day, customer service, you build relationships, and it keeps bringing your clients back, for more and more and more. And customer service is always the the root of that to ensure that your clients always feel like they're being nurtured and they're being looked after. And that's definitely one of our main goals in regards to this portal and pushing it forward. And yeah, hopefully we can add more to it, and it's going to be a learning curve. I think the major struggles from my side that I've had with regards to the portal is kind of understanding how to customize the portal into a look and feel as what meets our brand, as well as integrating all the data with Deluge and how that works with Zoho Creator, and kind of like trying to see what way we can push Creator and what direction we basically would want to go to and with in the next phases of this portal. So yeah, I think that kind of like leaves me at the end over here with much.